What's up, guys? It's Christian back here with another video. I'm probably going to have to talk pretty quiet in this thing because it's really late right now when I'm recording this, but that's okay. I'm back. Football starts tomorrow, probably today. Whenever you see this, I'm probably going to upload this tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I'm really excited. This is going to be our 2020 NFL preview. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go division by division, give you my record for each team, a little bit about why I think they're going to, go whatever I think they're going to go. And then I'll also give you Zephian's record for each team in that division at the end of the division, just to make it quicker, since he's not actually here to give his explanations and stuff, just to make things a little bit quicker. So we're going to start with the AFC North. So finishing first in the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously last year, and I have them going 15-1. I mean, obviously last year they had a great year, except when they lost to the mighty Titans. Let's go. But I'm just kidding. Anyway, obviously last year the Ravens had a great year. Lamar Jackson won an MVP, going 14-2. I know this is 2 years in a row or last year was the second year in a row they've kind of choked in the playoffs, but I think this year is their year, and this is the year they're going to get redemption. You'll see a little bit later on how much redemption I think they're going to get later on. Second in the AFC North, I have the Cleveland Browns at 11-5. I know a lot of people are probably going to roast me for this, but I honestly feel like they have a good core there. They just haven't been able to put it together yet. You think about Baker, Odell, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb's a great running back, Myles Garrett on defense. I feel like they really have a good core that they just haven't been able to put it together yet, and I feel like this is the year they finally put it together and make it to the playoffs. In third in the AFC North, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-6, also making the playoffs. I think Big Ben's gonna have a pretty big year this year. A lot of people might disagree with me with that considering he hasn't played in probably maybe a year or two. To be honest, at this point, I don't really remember, but I feel like they're poised to have a really good year this year. Got a lot of good weapons coming back. Juju, of course, I can't think of any of their other names right now because it's really late and my mind is fried from doing schoolwork all night. That's besides the point, though. But yeah, I just think that they're poised to have a good year again this year and get back into the playoffs. And then finally, at last in the AFC North, I have the Cincinnati Bengals at 3-13. 3-13, I honestly don't think would be that bad for them this year. I mean, it's Joe Burrow's first year. He's still going to be learning the NFL, learning the new offense, learning all this material that's in his head now. I think that would be a great year for them personally because, like I said, I feel like if they go 3-13, it would be a really good year because 3-13 is not a terrible year for a rookie quarterback, and I think that would give them momentum going into next year to, I don't know about make the playoffs in his second year, but maybe be close to it. Zephian's standings in the AFC North were kind of similar to mine, not exactly though. In first in the AFC North, he also has the Ravens going 15-1, winning the AFC North. In second, he has the Cleveland Browns at 8-8. In third, he has the Bengals at 7-9. Wow, he's got some high expectations for the Bengals. And then in last, he has the Steelers at 6-10. So we have two completely different expectations for those two teams. It really didn't surprise me though, because I feel like those two teams are kind of just flip flop. Next, we'll go to the AFC South, featuring your Tennessee Titans. And we're going to start with them. I have the Tennessee Titans finishing first in the AFC South, going 12-4. So, obviously, we all know what happened last year. 2-4 to start the season. Ryan Tannehill comes in, salvages the season, go 9-7, barely make it into the playoffs, and then we go on a run, beat the Patriots, beat the Ravens, come up short against the Chiefs, but we still have a ton of momentum coming into this year. I think you got Jadeveon Clowney that you just won the sweepstakes for. You even got momentum from just 1 week prior for Monday. I think this schedule's very manageable as well. Even if you finish like 10-6, I still think you can win the division. So yeah, I like the Titans to win that division. It's my team. I mean, what am I gonna say? We gotta win the division. In second, I have the Houston Texans at 8-8. I still do not know why they traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, but that's besides the point. I don't know why. I just have this. I feel like Bill O'Brien's just really losing it as a head coach, and also I feel like they might not be able to come back from that choke job against the Chiefs that they had. 24-0 in that divisional round game. I got a bad feeling they're not going to be able to come back from that, and it's just going to be in their head all year. So I've got the Texans at 8-8, missing the playoffs. In third place in the AFC South, I have the Indianapolis Colts at 6-10. See, the Colts are another team where I feel like they could go 6-10, but they could also be 10-6. I think it all just depends on Andrew Luck. Excuse me, and how he fits in with that offense. Because I feel like he could either do really good for them or really bad. I think it depends on Andrew Luck. The Colts season this year depends on Andrew Luck, I think. And then in last place in the AFC South, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1-15. They're tanking. Basically, all I need to say there. They're trying to get I said Tua. That was last year, Christian. They're tanking for Trevor. It's obvious. That's obviously what they're trying to do. But yeah, I don't see the Jaguars winning many games at all, which is why I have them going 1-15. Taking a look at Zephian's AFC South standings, he also has the Titans winning the AFC South at 12-4. He then has the Texans finishing at a very close second at 11-5, opposite of me. He has the Colts going 9-7, finishing third in the AFC South, and the Jaguars going 4-12, finishing last as well. So we have the same order, just a lot different records. Let's see what's next. Next, we will go to the NFC North. So, in first place in the NFC North, I have the Green Bay Packers at 12-4. So, obviously, we all know last year the Packers were probably the worst 13-3 team in the history of the NFL. But they still made it to the NFC Championship game. While they had a very lackluster performance in that game, I still think they can come back this year and have a pretty good year. So that's why I had them 12-4 and win their division. In second place in the NFC North, I have the Minnesota Vikings at 11-5, and because of the way some tiebreakers work for my scheduled predictions, I actually have them missing the playoffs just because of the way some tiebreakers worked at 11-5. So obviously 11-5 in real life is probably going to make it into the playoffs, but in this it didn't for some reason. But either way, I think the Vikings are going to be really good this year. It would not surprise me at all if they won this division and Green Bay didn't. But yeah, I think the Vikings will be really good this year. So look out for the Vikings in the NFC as maybe a dark horse contender to do bigger damage than they did last year with just upsetting the Saints in the divisional round. Third in the NFC North, I have the Chicago Bears at 7-9. I just don't trust them. I do not trust Mitch Trubisky at all. I don't trust Matt Nagy. I just do not trust that franchise at all to do anything important this year, which is why I have them going 7-9. I'm sorry. If you're a Bears fan, I just don't trust you. And then in last place, in the NFC North, I have the Detroit Lions at 1-15. Again, I just do not trust them. I just don't see any way they can win football games. I mean, last year they didn't prove they could. Or it looked like they could for about the first quarter of the season. Had some close games against the Packers and then the Chiefs, and then they just fell off. Injuries really hurt them bad, but I think Matt Patricia's a pretty decent coach, but I don't know if he was ready for a head coaching job. I think he might have gotten one a little too soon for a comfort there. So that's why I have them going 1-15 in the NFC and finishing last in the NFC North. Zephian's NFC North standings, he has the Packers in first place in the NFC North going 13-3. He then has the Vikings in second place in the NFC North going 12-4. He has the Bears in third place going 6-10, and the Lions in fourth place going 2-14. So once again, same order, just some different records there for me and Zephian. If I can find the screenshot, there we go. Okay, next we're going to do the NFC South. If you're wondering the order, it's just because of the order it shows up on my phone. It's kind of random, but anyway. First off in the NFC South, I have the Saints and the Buccaneers both finishing 14-2, but I have, because of some tiebreakers, the Saints get the 1 seed in the whole AFC, and the Buccaneers get the 5 seed at 14-2. That would suck for them, but either way, whoever wins that division, I think whoever wins that division comes out of the NFC personally. Um, I kind of think the NFC South's the best division in football, or one of the toughest, just with those two teams. Can't wait for that game Sunday. It's going to be a great game Sunday with them and with the Buccaneers and Saints just to start the season. I think the Saints are just like better by like this much, just because it is a new offense for Brady. I know he can learn it like that, but I I I really don't know why I'm trusting the Saints this much, but I feel like they're due for some reason. It's been 10 years since they won that Super Bowl. I feel like they're due. Plus, this is probably going to be Drew Brees, one of, if not his last season, one of his last seasons. So I think it's now or never for them. And that's why I've got them so high in this. So like I said, first in the NFC South, New Orleans Saints. Second, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Third in the NFC South, or NFC South, I have the Atlanta Falcons at 6-10. I don't think they're going to be terrible, and like I said, I feel like a lot of these games, especially for the Falcons, that I have as losses, they could probably win. But I just the NFC is just so loaded this year. I don't see them winning enough games to make the playoffs, but I do think they're a pretty good team, so they might surprise some people, be like the 49ers were last year. And then finally, in last place in the NFC South, I have the Carolina Panthers at 3-13. I really don't think the Panthers are as bad as people think they are, but really tough division, really tough schedule. Combine those two things together, I think they're going 3-13. Unfortunately for them. Let's take a look at Zephian's NFC South standings. He also has a two-way tie between the Buccaneers and the Saints, but he has it at 12-4, not 14-2. And the Buccaneers won his tiebreaker, so let's see. Yeah, so he's got the Buccaneers in first place in the NFC South at 12-4, the Saints in second place at 12-4, the Falcons in third place at 7-9, and the Panthers in fourth place at also 7-9. He's got higher expectations of the Panthers than I do, but anyway, moving on. Let's see. Next, we're going to do the AFC East. First place in the AFC East, I have the Buffalo Bills at 13-3. I think this is going to be a really good year for the Bills. Josh Allen coming back. I'm really high on the Bills this year. To be honest, I don't really know why. I just feel like they had a lot of momentum coming in this year. Stephon Diggs, getting him in the offseason, I think really helps them. I know he's just a small piece, but I feel like he can maybe give them some extra swagger they didn't have and really just propel them to the next level. So I've got the Bills winning the AFC East at a margin of 13-3. Second place in the AFC East is going to be the New England Patriots, whose division title streak I predict to come to an end this year, but I do still think they'll make the playoffs with Cam Newton and that roster they got coming back. Other than Cam Newton, they really didn't lose a ton, or other than Brady, they really didn't lose a ton, to be honest. So I think they can have a pretty good year, make the playoffs. That's why I got them going 11-5 and making the playoffs as the 5 seed. I also think Newton's going to do really well under Belichick. I'm one of the few people who thinks that. Third in the AFC East, I have the Miami Dolphins at 5-11. I mean, I feel like they could do better than this, honestly, but it's his first year. He's not even starting the first game against the Patriots on Sunday. Ryan Fitzpatrick is, so this is kind of just a transition year for them, I think, and then next year is probably the year they'll make a jump if they do. And then in last place in the AFC East, I have the New York Jets at 3-13. I just don't know enough about them. I just think there's too many uncertainties for the Jets this year. You lose Jamal Adams, Le'Veon Bell's going downhill, Sam Darnold downhill. All your good players are depleting, I think, and I just don't know about the Jets enough for me to believe in them, to be honest. So let's take a look at Zephian's AFC East standings. I kind of forgot. Zephian, wow, he is definitely not high on the Bills. Okay, he is trashing on Josh Allen right now. He's a sleeper. He has the Patriots going 12-4 and winning the division again because he's boring. He has the Bills going 7-9 in second place, the Jets at 2-14, and also the Dolphins at 2-14. So he has those two tied for last in the division. So those are a lot different for the both of us. The AFC East was well. That was our first true disagreement in the AFC East. Looks like the NFC East is going to be the same way. Holy crap! Anyway, wow. Where were we? Oh yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the AFC West. Obviously, in first in the AFC West, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs. I actually only have them going 12-4 just because I think they have a really tough schedule. But you still got a ton of talent coming back from the Super Bowl team. Travis Kelce, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I could go on for days. I'm just not going to. There's no reason that the Chiefs aren't going to repeat as AFC West champions and make the playoffs again and have a very winning record. So that's why I have them going 12-4. In second place in the AFC West, I have the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-11. They could probably do better than this. I just don't see it. Tough division, tough schedule. And John Gruden, if he does go 5-11, would not surprise me if he gets fired. In third place actually tied for second, I guess, in the AFC West is the Los Angeles Chargers at 5-11. Another one of those teams. Maybe they could surprise people and do a little bit better, but I doubt it. I just doubt it with them. You know, they already didn't have any home field anyway. Now no one does, but still, I don't trust them. And then finally, in last place in the AFC West is the Denver Broncos. I had them at 3-13. I had them a little higher than this probably a couple days ago. What is that? Oh, it's a dog. I got all confused for a second. I had them a little higher than this probably a couple days ago, but losing Von Miller for the season is obviously not going to help you. I definitely think that hurts you a lot. I can't think. Someone else I was going to talk about. I don't know, but I don't see y'all winning many games this year, to be honest. But yeah, let's see what Zephian has to say about that. As y'all can tell, I'm definitely crashing right now. Zephian has the Chiefs going 13-3, winning the AFC West, obviously. He has the Broncos going 6-10 in second place, the Chargers at 6-10 in third place, and the Raiders at 3-13 in fourth place. Let's go ahead and take a look at the NFC East. We have two divisions remaining, and then we will go to our playoff predictions. So in first place in the NFC East, I have the Dallas Cowboys at 12-4. I think this division's a two-team race again. I think it's Philly and Dallas again. I have Philly in second place at 11-5. I think both those teams make the playoffs. I think it's a two-team race again in the NFC East or NFC East, excuse me. Like I said, both those teams are really good. I think they're both the same skill level as well, so that's why I think it's a two-team race again in the NFC East. In third place in the NFC East, I have the Washington football team. Excuse my sarcasm when I said that. At 3-13, rebuilding year, as it's been the past few years, but don't expect a ton from them. And then finally, in last place, I have the Giants at 2-14. They've got enough good players to where they could probably do better than that, but don't think Daniel Jones is very good and tough schedule, so that's why I had the Giants going 2-14. Let's see what Zephian's is just crazy, I think, but he has the Cowboys at 11-5, winning the NFC East. He has the Eagles at 4-12. That's a little questionable there, Zephian. Don't know what he was thinking on that one. He has the Giants at 4-12 as well in third place, and then in last place he has the Washington football team at 3-13. I really don't know why he thinks the Eagles are going to go 4-12, but I'll have to ask him about that. That's very interesting. And then finally we got the NFC West. I have the evil San Francisco 49ers finishing at 12-4, winning the division. The reason I say evil is because they cut Juwan Jennings and put him on the practice squad. That was not very smart of them. He will make them pay for that. Anyway, that's a side note. Got distracted there. Yeah, like I said, I have the 49ers going 12-4 and winning that division. I also have the Seahawks going 12-4 and winning that division. I think that's another two-team race in that division again this year, just like it was last year. I think it's going to come down to the last game of the season. And I have the 49ers over the Seahawks. Both have them 12-4, but Seahawks, but the 49ers get the tiebreaker there, and get the 2 seed, and then the Seahawks get the 6 seed. But I think they're both going to be really good. Both of them are. You could flip flop those teams either way, and I'd agree with you. So 49ers in first at 12-4, and the Seahawks in second at 12-4 as well. In third place in the NFC West, I have the Los Angeles Rams at 9-7. Maybe they can get back to playoff contention, but I just don't see it this year. Their division's gotten worlds tougher since they went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. So I've got them going 9-7. And the Arizona Cardinals at 4-12. I don't think this year's the year for them because they got a lot of weapons now. I think with DeAndre Hopkins in there with all the weapons they already had, but I think next year's the year for the Cardinals. I think this year's one more rebuilding year at 4-12, and then next year I think they can start competing again. So let's see what Zephian's NFC West standings were. Zephian also has a two-way tie at the top of the NFC West, but he has the Seahawks and 49ers at 13-3, and he has the Seahawks winning the tiebreaker. So he's got the Seahawks in first at 13-3, the 49ers at first and 13-3, or the 49ers at second and 13-3, excuse me. The Cardinals in second at 8-8, and the Cardinals in third at 8-8. I'm crashing so hard right now. And then the Rams in last at 6-10. So really good divisions. Not sure what's going to happen there. All right, we are through the divisions standings. We are now going to go to the playoffs. So I think I'm just going to go with my AFC bracket. Or I think I'm just going to show you, yeah, we'll go with my AFC bracket, then his AFC bracket, then mine NFC. You know the drill now. Okay, so my wild card weekend would wrap up like this. So we would have the 5-seed Patriots and the 4-seed Chiefs. I would have the Chiefs moving on to face the Ravens in the divisional round there. We would also have the 7-seed Steelers, again, the 2-seed Bills. I would have the Bills moving on there. And then we would have the 6-seed Browns at the 3-seed Titans. I would have the Titans moving on there. All right, into the divisional round. Chiefs got some tough luck here with the divisional round, having to play the Ravens in it. I think they lose to the Ravens in the divisional round. I've got the Ravens over the Chiefs, advancing to the AFC Championship game in the divisional round. Then the Titans at the Bills in the divisional round. I actually have the Titans upsetting the Bills and moving on to the AFC Championship game. So my AFC Championship is the Titans at the Ravens, and I have the Ravens winning the AFC this year. I think they get revenge over the Titans in the championship game and move on to the Super Bowl. Looking at Zephian's AFC, pretty similar. Not exactly similar, but somewhat similar. He has his 5-4, looking at his wild card weekend, his 5-4 matchup is the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. Wow, our Texans predictions are way opposite. He has the Houston Texans upsetting the New England Patriots and moving on to play the Ravens in the divisional round. His 7-2 matchup is the Cleveland Browns at the Kansas City Chiefs. He has the Chiefs winning that matchup. His 6-3 matchup is the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. He has the Tennessee Titans moving on to play the Chiefs in that matchup. Divisional round, he's got the 5-seed Houston Texans at the 1-seed Baltimore Ravens. He's got the Ravens moving on there. He's got the Titans upsetting the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the divisional round and moving on to the AFC Championship. We have the same AFC Championship game, and we also have the same AFC Championship game result. The Ravens over the Titans, so, and both the one over the 3 seed. So that's similar, at least that is. So we'll go ahead and look at my NFC bracket. So my wild card weekend would look like this. The 7-seed Eagles against the 2-seed 49ers. I would have the 49ers advance there. The 3-seed Packers against the 6-seed Seahawks. I would have the Packers advance there. The 5-seed Buccaneers against the 4-seed Cowboys. I would obviously have the Buccaneers advance there. I don't think that would be close, to be honest, even though that would be in Dallas. So you never know. Divisional round, it would be the 3 seed Packers at the 2 seed 49ers. I would have the 49ers advancing there. Then it would be on the other side, it would be the 5 seed Buccaneers at the 1 seed Saints, and that would be a great game. But I would have the Saints advancing there. So then my NFC Championship game would be the 49ers at the Saints, and what would be a fantastic game. And I think the Saints get revenge from a couple years ago. Look, when they lost in the NFC Championship game, I know it wasn't to the 49ers, but the Rams, close vicinity. So I've got the Saints over the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Let's take a look at Zephian, if I can find him. There we go. His wild card weekend looks like this. He's got the 7-seeded Vikings at the 2 seed Seahawks. He's got the Seahawks advancing there. The 5 seed 49ers at the 4 seed Cowboys. He's got the 49ers advancing to play the Seahawks there. The 6 seed Saints at the 3 seed Buccaneers. He's got the Saints advancing there. Wow. To play the 1 seed Packers. His divisional round is the 5 seed 49ers at the 2 seed Seahawks. He's got the Seahawks advancing. Throat was all dry. My bad. And then he has on the other side, he's got the 6 seed Saints upsetting the 1 seed Packers and moving on to the NFC Championship game. So his NFC Championship game is the 6 seed Saints at the 2 seed Seahawks, and he has the 2 seed Seahawks winning the NFC. So our Super Bowls are, I'll go ahead and say what mine is first. My Super Bowl 55 result is the Baltimore Ravens over the New Orleans Saints. I think it's redemption year for the Ravens. I think they get it done, get revenge from last year, and a year they probably should have and could have won the Super Bowl. I think they get it done this year and redeem themselves. Zephian's Super Bowl is the Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks, but he also thinks the Ravens get it done and get redemption from last year and close the deal and finally get their Super Bowl that they could have, and probably should have won last year. So there you have it, folks. We both had the Baltimore Ravens winning the 2020/Super Bowl 55. 2020 NFL season /Super Bowl 55. You knew what I meant. Anyway, it's really late and I'm tired, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like it, comment, subscribe. I'll have my week 1 picks out later today because this is probably going to get uploaded at like 7 in the morning. So I'll have my week 1 picks out later today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace out.